Yeah, I think for me the saddest scene was when basically the flame Hiroshima was saying, hey, you know, like it's sad when you don't get your way, but it's even sadder when you try your best and still fail. I was like, oh fuck, bro.
So intense.
Yeah. Dude, there's so many life lessons in that movie, dude, when he was all like, let the fire inside you or let the flames inside you burst or something, and just like try your best. I was like, damn, dude, this like it's and like
and all the temptation he could have just so easily gave in and become a demon. Yeah, but no.
I love that he was like Rengoku was like had his hand on that girl's neck for like the whole a whole chunk of the movie, you know. Yeah. He was like focusing that hard, and I was like, this is total concentration.
Well, you have a freaking gaping hole in you. I know it's crazy. I
was like, damn, this Rengoku got to choke a bitch, you know?
Right. I was like, this is crazy.
Yeah. Or like, it's just crazy, man. Like, but we got to give it up to the Upper Moon 3. I keep forgetting his name, but like, dude, he was so down to have him become his best bro that he was willing to die. I want a best friend like that, a dedication, you know?
Yeah.
So, curiosity, correct me if I'm wrong. So, in the moment when he was, when the demon, the top demon, the third, the top 3 demon,
Upper Moon 3, yeah.
Yeah, when he pierced through Rengoku's arm, was he using his breathing technique also to help stop the bleeding at that moment?
I thought he was using his abdominal muscles to hold his arm there, because you know when you get stabbed.
Remember when he was teaching Tanjiro how to stop bleeding as well too? I wonder if he was doing that as well too to help. Because it was literally a gaping hole in him.
Yeah.
Well, no, actually there was
why didn't he bleed out at that time?
Because like, you know, when you get stabbed, you have to, you know, when you get stabbed, they say you have to leave whatever stabbed you in there, because that's keeping you alive.
Agreed. Yeah.
So, pull it out. Yeah. So because he was trying to pull his arm out, but he used his abdominal muscles to like hold his arm there, and he was trying to pull his arm out. Remember?
Yeah.
Do you mean after his arm was gone? Is that what you mean? How he like still was able to survive for like
oh no, he did after that, man.
He was stopping it, and remember at the end he started losing strength, so that he started bleeding out even more. He just gave up.
Yeah.
I will say I still don't like the
last scene.
No, the crying boy.
Oh, like Sietsu or
Nenetsu?
Yeah, he's the worst, bro. I know he's people's favorite, but he like.
He's not my favorite.
I can't stand him as a character. Even in the movie, I was just like, I'm happy that you're not talking and you only cried once. Like, thank God.
Seriously, he cries in every damn episode. Literally.
Dude, like, it's so overkill to me.
Agreed.
Agreed. I was like, this can't be your personality, right? Like, and they made it your entire personality. Like, this is you.
But I think he does. His personality does get better throughout the series, like especially towards the end. But you know, that's a different conversation for a different time, you know. You know, I like this movie, what he did with a lot of tropes and the characters written. It's weird because a lot of people say the story is weak, and like compared to other shonens, like I really like the way this anime went, you know, and how it's written and stuff, because I feel like there's consequences.
Yeah.
Whenever you watch like an anime, I feel like there's never a consequence. Like in My Hero Academia, like of course, you know, there's some things that are gonna happen at the end, but like during the first, like I'm only anime watchers, but like in the first 4 seasons, there's no consequences, you know. But here there are consequences, you know. People loses their family, they lose their mother, they loses a friend, they lose a mentor.
That's why we love Attack on Titan, right? Like that tragedy. To me, like it's not just tragedy, but like consequences, like
there's stakes,
real, like it sticks, and shit comes back to haunt you. Like that to me is good writing, you know, because like it doesn't. What you're referring to when there's no consequences, to me, I call that Scooby-Doo, right? Because it's like okay, it's the end of the episode, on to the next episode, and like you don't really know, did that person go to prison? are they gonna be in jail? Like, what's gonna happen? You know, like that. Those questions aren't answered. And here in anime, it's like people die. You know, that's usually how it happens. And
Is that like he's gonna eat a fucking senzu bean and come back in the next series, right?
you can't go gather the Dragon Balls. You know?
Yeah, and
I also have something that I am just throwing out there that I'm just saying this as a guess, but I think that they might try to lead into some sort of story of Tanjiro being a master of all the breathing techniques, even though everyone's supposed to only have one that they pick and they master, right? But since he's already like doing water breathing and then now is like going into fire breathing, I have this feeling that they're gonna like write the story as he's like the chosen one, almost like the Avatar, you could say, and he's gonna be able to like practice all the breathing forms essentially.
Good thing you brought it up. Do you think the way the movie was ending, it's a good setup for the next season?
Totally. I think they still also left a lot of questions to be answered about his relationship with his dad and why he was able to do the fire breathing just kind of like subconsciously. And he was supposed to get those answers from the Hashira, and then the guy died at the end. And so
he's like, oh, be my master, or like, look, be my student. You know, and then he's like, "No, I don't want you to be my student." And then he does one move, and they're like, "Okay, we want you to train us."
I also wanted to add. I know this is a little bit side conversation. I really, one of the most powerful scenes for me is like when Goku was speaking to his mom about like protect, you know, you're chosen to be even because you're born with these powers or these abilities being, you know, and your job is to protect people. And you know, it just, and he stayed true to that the whole time, you know, like regardless of the temptation he's gone through and you know, all these tribulations, he still, I don't know, that was so deep. I know, I was like, oh, I was like, oh.
Dude, yeah, dude, like I'm not gonna lie, like I've been this last week I've been listening to I've been on YouTube listening to the Rengoku's Last Smile OST, and it's just like the piano melody is so good. But I just don't know I don't know why people say the story is weak, because we were able to care for this character with a total of 15 minutes of backstory.
Yeah.
You know, it's just like we fell in love with his personality, we fell in love with like his background. And
his little brother.
I know.
The little brother scene when he came outside after his dad was like, "Fuck you! I'm never gonna fucking respect you.
I don't care if you're a piece of shit." Yeah, I don't care if you're a...
And I was just like for you to walk out and like internalize that and then not project out exactly what you just heard. That to me is like life lesson, big brother like lesson, but also like man lesson, like, or just human. Don't project what is projected on you, like. That is some bigger thinking shit. But that to me is like, I don't think even if the story was weak to some people, I think if they looked at those type of details, right, the bigger picture details, then like everybody can get something out of the movie, and that's why it's successful, you know, regardless of like the story or if you've seen the series or not, right? It's like those gems of truth that are in the movie are like, they're just not being dropped in other animes all the time.
Yeah, dude. I mean, like, when I saw that scene, I was like, you know what? I feel him, because like I have an Asian father too, you know. And it's just like I don't know, maybe didn't like the author because she's a woman. I don't know, I'm just throwing out there, but maybe there weren't enough titties or asses or the traditional shonen, because because like this is a shonen, but I feel like, you know, there's a lot more, you know, and just a lot of life lessons in there, like even small things you can just take away, like what Lance was saying, and apply it to different things, like, you know, always find your passion, do your best, you know, it doesn't matter what somebody else says, like mentor the future, you know, it's just like it's crazy the things that are teaching you here. I guess maybe there should be more titty shots and kamehamehas, but I don't know, you know, I think it was doing fine without it, dude. It's I think, you know, I like it. It's compared to, you know, obviously I was a little sour when this movie didn't even get nominated for any awards in America for animation, but it's what I like about anime and what this movie did was how it went places that most Western animation won't. Like I heard Soul and Toy Story, The Touching Childhood and stuff, but this dude, they were talking about like regret, guilt, suicide, abusive family members, things like that. Like it's hard to see this kind of stuff in a media that it looks like it's aimed for kids, but it has like adult topics.
Yeah.
Well, it's not Americanized. I think that's the difference, right? It's not this like, you have to tell this story and they can't die. Are you kidding me? If they die, nobody's gonna watch it or they're gonna hate it or whatever. It's like that context.
Not whitewashed.
That's not white. Thank you. That backdrop that whitewash is just not there, right? So like the idea of Tanjiro having to leave his family in the snow when they are calling for him. He hasn't seen them. We've only seen them in one episode together in the first episode of the series.
Before they all get slaughtered, yeah.
Yeah, and then like now we got to see a movie where they were sitting together, and like we didn't even get to see that before, So like, and then for him to have to leave that, like, that is a grown-up life lesson where it's like, no, life is harder out there, and you can't just live in this dream world or numb yourself and pretend like there's nothing going on the outside when everything is going on the outside. It's like that big life lesson. Like, there's just so much. I'm like, that's that me as a 29-year-old Black gay man took away from this film, right? And I'm like, cool, I can apply that to my life. And like, I don't know, that I love anime. I love watching it for various different reasons, but like to have that sense of impact, and context and detail and passion and all that is just like, I loved it. It's great. I would buy the movie to have,
Yeah, it could have been a metaphor that the person, the author didn't intend, but like how Tanjiro had to commit suicide to go back to the actual reality. Like it could have been a metaphor for maybe you have to, not kill your old self or let go of your past self to evolve into the person who you are trying to become.
Totally. You have to die.
Wow. You can pick that up, but that's a great analogy that you just pulled through that, and I think that definitely is a big piece of that for sure. Yeah.
Yeah, and he did die a few times. I don't know, man. The fucking movie was great, dude. The fucking story was great. Obviously, some parts did feel a little dragged out because it was part of a bigger story. Because this movie is, it's as self-contained as it could be, but obviously there's more lingering questions because it's leading to the next arc. I think that making this movie canon probably drove up the viewership, because if you're gonna watch season 2, you have to see this movie.
Yeah. Oh my God. If you don't see the movie, like, you're gonna be like, what the fuck is going on? Because the way that season 1 ended was literally them going to the train, right?
Yeah.
And then they would be like returning from the train in the second season. The context would be, unless they decide to say, we're gonna focus on the Hashira now, and focus on the things that were going on while they were on the train, right? Because like I said, that is totally missing as well, right? That the world is still happening. There's still demons out there. There's still and clearly this upper level 3 demon, like, there is other things in the works that are happening in the background that we're not aware of yet. And I think that will start to get shown more in the second season, which I'm totally here for. Like, I like the main 3 characters, or like 4, including Nezuko, but like, I could watch more of the other characters and really get to know them a lot better. I feel like I would have been even more connected to Rengoku if I didn't just see him in the last season as a fucking fuck boy, like screaming at the kids, being like, "You guys don't know what you're talking about. Stay the fuck away from me." Blah 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 blah. Because that's what he kind of was. He was like pissed off,
Well, we kind of
was he?
Beginning in the
yeah, dude. He was hella like, I'm better than you. I think this is when Tanjiro got on the stage to be judged by all of the Hashira in the second to last episode, or last episode, where he was just like, "This, like, you guys are trash." They were talking mad shit. But I mean, they were kind of trash at the time. They hadn't mastered like the breathing or anything that they needed.
Yeah, and his sister was still recognized as a demon.
Yeah,
that's what it was. Yeah, he was talking shit because his sister was a demon. That's what it was. Yeah, thank you.
Yeah, and in the end, when he finally accepted her as a demon slayer, I was like, oh.
Yeah, a little too late, man. A little too late.
Yeah. Yeah, man. It was a good movie. It was fire, dude. Well, it's past 9:30. I know, Cam, you said you had a time limit. Anything else you guys want to say about this movie?
This
The
is great.
series?
I'm glad we did this too.
So your phrase, 10 out of 10.
Oh yeah, it was 10 out of 10. 10 out of 10 would recommend. But at the same time, I feel like there was I would watch it again, you know, and I feel like I would get different stuff out of it. Like the same, but I would also see new things that I could be like, oh shit, I didn't even see that for the first time. Like, you know, we should watch
discussion. I feel like I had revelations of that nature just from your guys' perspectives. Absolutely.
Agreed. Totally.
Yeah, we could do this again for a different anime series where it's not just us reacting to videos. You know, I like discussions because there are a lot of good themes, a lot of good tropes that we should explore, and just talk about how we can relate it to our life. You know, because that's like, what's the point of consuming media that isn't beneficial to you? I mean, I'm not gonna try to knock down like trash media because like I have my own trash media, you know.
I'm like, there's some anime out there that I love that's like totally nothing. Like it's just so foo-foo. Like it's so like
fluff.
Fluff. You know.
Yeah, but this series like this is ones that we're gonna remember for a while.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Oh.
Yeah.
Thank you. Thanks for having us.
Yeah, no worries. Yeah, so I guess watch another series and we can try to have this again and discuss the themes and talk about it.
Oh yeah. Sounds good.
Sounds good.
Yeah. All right, guys. Well, thank you for your guys' time. I will talk to you guys later.
Bye.
Bye.